I mean, it was kind of like new territory in a way. Even though it was Unreal, it was still new territory because it's Fortnite. And then we got on a Discord page, and all these people are having the same problem. But then people keep these threads, and they're very responsive. And there's quite a few. There's a UEFN official one, but then there's a Fortnite creative one. I would say if you wanted to know about UEFN, there's not a lot of stuff about UEFN because it's still fairly new, apart from Jonathan Wimbush, a few other people. There's a guy called Immature who's a Fortnite creator who's just recently been started in UEFN. But look at the Fortnite creative people. I'll give you an example, right? So we were getting ready to release the game, and we wanted to do some PR shots. I'm like, so what? Do we just do a screenshot? Like, how do the guys at Epic do their Fortnite trailers? They look sick. Like, what? Like, do we do sequencer for that? How do we do this? Like, and then I couldn't find anything, dude. And then I went onto Fortnite Creative, and inside of not UEFN, Fortnite Creative, there's a replay feature. Ooh. So when you, so you have to go to multiplayer and then go to play and then check replay. And what it means that when we're all playing the game, it's recording a replay, right? But not footage. It's kind of weird. It's kind of like it's a recorded 3D scene, right? And it gets cool. So you go to the replay and you see or everyone playing the game last night, and then you switch different cameras. It gets even better. Go to floating camera. All of a sudden, you're seeing everyone play the game. You're moving around the camera trying to capture it. That's how I did the trailer for Moontopia. It was all done in replay. That's how we got these really cool angles.
That makes it so much easier to go and make the
ask everyone to play the game. The next day, just set up some cameras and get the shots out.
And that's what you love to do as well. So it's just like the perfect thing.
Wow, it was like going back to making my first film, where I was making a documentary trying to capture all these things. But like, it's so easy, and it's all in UEFN, and the fact that it looks good. So what I was doing was I was just capturing tons and tons and tons of footage, and I treat it like it was a live action film. I go, here's all my rushes. Now I edit a trailer, and it's all in game. Wow. There's no respeeds or anything. It's amazing. I mean, granted, it does get a bit buggy sometimes. Like, can't go back and forward. But if you can work around the kinks and make it work for you, it's powerful. There's no way I could have done that trailer without replay. No way.
That's beautiful. And Farhad, I think, I mean, I asked all my UEFN questions.
I asked, and I think,
selfishly,
when we started this podcast, I knew that we were gonna go way past that 1 hour.
Yeah, of course. And I'm okay with that because it's just so much knowledge and so much information that is useful, not just for us, but a lot of people listening and watching.
Because we covered so many topics, right? Filmmaking, Unreal Engine, Fortnite. These all each deserve one episode on its own.
Yes, we try to summarize
just break into a mini-series, guys. This is a mini-series.
It could potentially work like that. But I guess what I want to sort of end it with, in terms of a conclusion, right, is first of all, I want to know what is coming from you and HaZimation in general in the upcoming weeks, upcoming months, because you guys clearly work on a lot of things, a ton of exciting stuff. If I listen to this 1 2 hour podcast and I'm extremely interested, I want to know what's happening. Aside from Moontopia, what else can I expect?
Definitely. Well, Moontopia is the big one. So I would say everyone go and play Moontopia first, because that's the most important one we want eyeballs on. But also we're making 2 games. We're making the Max Beyond game, which is our Idea Xbox supported program. So Idea Xbox is independent developers at Xbox, and it's a program that Microsoft selects independent developers that they like your game, they give you support, not financial, but more technical support and publishing, potential publishing as well. So we're doing that. We're going to release some footage of that probably for Christmas. It's a Christmas thing. We're also in the same universe of Rift. If you guys seen the trailer, but there's a antagonist. The bad person is this big red robot. We made that big red robot have its own game called Synchromania, and that's a side scroller Contra free type thing. Again, all within the same universe, same assets and everything. We're doing that's a much smaller game that'll probably go live on Steam or Epic Store. That's coming out maybe middle of next year. And of course, like, I'm a director, so that means I work on other projects outside of HaZimation, but everything we do involves HaZimation. So there's 2 big things that it's not going to come out, but I can kind of talk about. One is I'm directing the cinematics for Dune. You know, the little movie with the worms and the sand. Yeah,
the little movie, like the Batman, the little Batman movie.
So we're doing that, which is amazing because HaZimation are the cinematics company working very, very closely. It's like a partnership with Funcom and Legendary. So my responsibility is directing that, the cinematics, and it's all in game and it's huge. It's like making a Marvel film. That's all I could say. It's huge. But also our next animated feature got greenlit. We start production like. Thank you. You know how hard it is to get a film off the ground, right? Yeah. So like I'm blessed every time a film's like greenlit. And this is an animated film, but this is actually an animated film that you guys and people listening have probably already seen the teaser trailer because we actually released the teaser trailer back in 2020. It was an epic spotlight, actually, called Mutant Year Zero.
Oh, yes. I watched that. Yeah. That looked awesome. Farah was just complimenting the camera motion in that and how the camera movement was so dope. So, yeah, we did watch that, actually.
Thank you. So we did that back 2020, and that got the interest of Funcom very quickly, and it took 2 years. That's how long it takes for a good script to be made. It took 2 years to get that script going. Worked with an amazing writer in Los Angeles to do that, and we're now setting up an office in Northern Ireland to run a lot of the animation from Northern Ireland because there's amazing like talent and tax incentives and so on. So there's that. And there's a bunch of other projects in UEFN that we are going to announce at some point. But the big one is probably in December or November, depends. We're going to do a new update expansion for Moontopia. And that's going to be huge.
Super excited, man, for every single thing that you guys are doing. I think you will be busy for the rest of the year. And I think...
for your entire life.
Oh, man,
it's really exciting. And thank you very much for sharing everything. I think you've been very open about your journey, how you turned. At every part of the journey, what you learned and you shared it with our audience, I think is great for everyone who's listening. I personally, I think we took a lot.
I learned a lot.
Yeah, it's very inspiring to learn your story. We can't wait to meet you in person. Actually.
Yes.
I think we should do that. Very time.
Definitely.
And you know, I just want to say what I learned, and probably a lot of these things that I learned, we just passed by because there was so much story to talk about. But I just learned one thing from you, which is not giving up. We didn't even talk about your struggles. We talked about how you just, moved up the ladder and then you just went on to different industries, but just not giving up and just being energetic and being optimistic about everything. This problem comes on, we're going to solve it. I get this job offer, I'm going to take it.
Let's do it.
I got to do this different role, I'm going to freaking do it. We never talked about, wait a second, that's fucking stressful. That's tiring, that's stressful. It probably costs a lot of money. Yeah. It's risky to do your own movie, to do your own films, to use your mortgage, and all this stuff is crazy risky, stressful. We never talked about that, but what I learned across all of this is you are an optimistic person and you say yes to everything, every challenge, let's put it that way, not everything, every challenge, and you use that challenge to learn and move on to the next thing. But at the end of the day, you're still just trying to tell great stories, and you do that, we mentioned that in the introduction, through different mediums. And clearly right now your focus has been a lot in the video games industry because you're making a lot of different games, which are extremely exciting, and I cannot wait to play the Fortnite map. We're gonna try it out
ourselves.
I want you guys to do that.
Yeah, I'm gonna put the island code in the description for anybody who wants to try it.
Thanks so much, guys. I mean, it's been so much fun chatting to you guys. I'm sure this is the first of many. So
100% HaZ. It's been a pleasure. Again, for anybody who's curious, we'll put all the social links, everything down in the description. And HaZ, we're definitely going to do this again, not just in person, but also another episode once you release all these cool little things that you're working on. When I say little, I'm referring to exactly doing the same thing with Batman and Dune. But it's been a pleasure, and we'll talk again soon. For everybody watching and listening, thank you guys so much for coming back to us after a month of hiatus not being here. We'll be back again next week with another guest. So until then, take care. Ciao.